Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video today we're checking out top 10 most legendary fights in One Piece. So I've been doing a lot of reaction videos about One Piece and I'm going to start it fairly soon, so make sure you guys subscribe for that. But I love seeing fight scenes in anime and yeah, it's like a casual viewer, they're always very good. So let's check it out. Top 10 most legendary fights. So I'm expecting to see Luffy's fights a lot on this list, so let's check it out. Man, yeah, that looks crazy. I've never seen that before.
Anime, it's all about the power, growth, and action. What naturally makes or breaks a shonen anime is its fight scenes. Part of the big three, including Naruto and Bleach, One Piece 2 comes with its plethora of fights. As a shonen fan, are also ours. Nothing can be more satisfying than watching a fight scene, whether we're caught up in a power surge or a desperate reversal of fortune. So, for today's video, here are the top 10 fights in the One Piece so far. We start with some nostalgia. Luffy versus Arlong. Early in the series, before the Straw Hats cross the Grand Line, Luffy faces Arlong in a fight for Nami's freedom. An arrogant fishman who considers humans to be inferior, Arlong wreaks considerable damage on the Straw Hats with his rapidly regenerating shark teeth and pure physical strength, amplified more so when underwater. At number 10, this fight is as emotionally charged as it is powerful. Arlong's long sword, Kiribachi, is rendered useless, and Luffy demolishes Arlong Park along with its owner in one swift blow.
Yeah, that was a clean punch. And it sends like the whole place shattering. Okay, so that one was very good. Luffy versus Arlong. I believe I've seen like a little clip of that. Like what's going on with that, because I believe the Navigator, she basically lets down her guard. She's normally like, she normally like has an attitude where she's very strong and like doesn't let anything bother her, but she comes to Luffy and says, please help my village, and he obviously obliges and then helps fight and obviously wins in the end. So yeah, she lets down her guard. She kind of doesn't put on a tough act anymore. She lowers her defensive and goes a bit vulnerable, and that's always nice to see, just someone let down their guard.
Next up at number 9, the Straw Hats go up against the Zombie Oars. While Luffy is off looking for Moria, the Straw Hats take it upon themselves to fight Oars, who proves more than a handful. Undeterred, the crew pull off some of the most effortless and creative attacks. It's a rare joy to see the Straw Hats work so well as a team.
I love to see good teamwork. Okay, I need to check out this one.
Even when Moria enters Oars' guts and the Straw Hats seem to be fighting a losing battle, they never give up. Using all, they must analyze and find Oars' weakness, which turns out to be his right arm. With sunrise around the corner, the Straw Hats have bought just enough time for Nightmare Luffy to save the day.
Oh, that's where Nightmare Luffy is. I remember watching Luffy's transformations and this disappeared. Okay, so that was a crazy battle. I love to see like that because they all work together to help defeat Oars. And Nightmare Luffy, I remember seeing him in a transformation video, so I saw a little bit of that, but I didn't know it was this battle specifically. Oh, that was a great counter.
Luffy fights his first Warlord of the Sea, Crocodile, in the Kingdom of Alabasta. A man who's eaten the Sansan fruit, Crocodile is by all accounts invincible, more so because Alabasta is all desert. Not only do Luffy's attacks fail to hit Crocodile, the villain leaves our hero close to death not once, but twice. This fight stands out for the sheer persistence with which Luffy goes after the Baroque Works head honcho. To the point of using his own blood to counter Crocodile's sand attacks, Luffy stays on the offensive all the way through. Even when he's grazed by Crocodile's poison hook, he doesn't succumb to the scorpion venom that should have left him paralyzed. A running theme throughout the series, this time too, Luffy is fighting for his nakama, Princess Vivi in this case. Even the cold-blooded Crocodile can't help but eventually be impressed by Luffy.
Oh, so that's Princess Vivi. I did a reaction to Out of Context One Piece, and they were kind of looking at a magazine and they were like kind of like gawking over Princess Vivi. So that's her. And I always like the way Luffy and his teammates always come up with like, you think, how are they going to beat him? He's sand every time you punch him, he just goes for it. But they always come up with creative ways to defeat the enemies. And that's what makes this series so interesting. That's what I'm seeing.
He's resolved to surpass him to protect his friends right before the young pirate blows him up to the sky, defeated. Coming in at number 7 are the only 2 lieutenants to make the ranks of the Supernovas.
Oh, Zoro. I know he's a sword master. This should be interesting.
If you haven't guessed already, it's Zoro versus Killer, or rather Killer's deranged alter ego Gamazo the Manslayer. Not surprisingly, this is no simple sword fight. For one, the 2 men have 5 blades between them, Gamazo matching Zoro's 3-sword play with a pair of giant scythes. Slashing and swinging to mortally wound if not kill, the 2 opponents never give their blades a rest. That means we're in for a super fast, supercharged encounter that leaps off the ground and leaves the air pulsing.
A giant scythe, that's an interesting weapon. I don't really see that in battles.
That gently envelopes Ringo, a picturesque region in Wano. In a well-matched fight, Zoro still shows us why he deserves to take on the mantle of the world's greatest showman. Having a scythe pierce his chest doesn't deter him from dispatching his challenger to hell with one last heavenly attack.
Oh, that is cool. I've seen that before, the showcase of power at the start, I'm pretty sure. Damn. That's all I can say. Damn, that is cool.
One Piece may be one of the biggest anime out there, but do you know that it can't be watched legally in some places? Luckily for you, today's sponsor has something to say about it. Introducing ExpressVPN, the #1 VPN service in the world. Just like the New World, browsing the internet these days without a VPN is actually quite dangerous. People out to do no good have gotten better at the whole data stealing thing, and a VPN will be your #1 buddy. In the most basic sense, a VPN is a program that helps mask your identity and location. You know what this means, right? Now you can pretend to be somewhere you're not and access the services available to that region. So now you can follow One Piece and never miss a beat, legally at that. Just go to Netflix, open up ExpressVPN and click on the Canada server. Boom! Now you can watch your favourite pirates in one piece without any pop-ups and ads. You've got to
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that actually might be helpful for me, as I don't think One Piece is available in the United Kingdom on Netflix, so that actually might be really helpful for me. Thank you.
Experience it yourself, so I'll be giving you a hand. All you have to do is go to expressvpn.com/ViniTube to get your first 3 months free. Or you could check the link in the description box.
Yeah, go use this code, guys, if you need a VPN. Of course, go support this dude. This video is great. L4, okay. Oh, NL.
And the list keeps getting crazier, as at number 6 we have the Rumble Fruit user NL fighting Rubberman Luffy.
He just casted a light dragon at him. What was that?
In the idyllic sky island of Skypiea, NL reigns supreme as god with his lightning manipulation powers and mastery of mantra or observation haki, which allows him to predict his
that was
opponent's
cool the way he
next
hit him in
move.
the face with that
Luffy's rubber
stick.
abilities make him NL's natural enemy and capable of negating his lightning bolts. An enraged NL releases his most powerful attack, but the outcome is clear by now. Luffy pulverizes NL, bringing the fight to a ringing end.
Oh, and knocked him into a bell.
The most heartbreaking fight on this list, we have 2 friends, Luffy and Usopp, facing off at number 5.
Yeah, they're friends. Why are they fighting? What's going on here?
The catalyst is Luffy's decision to call time on their beloved ship, the Going Merry. Usopp doesn't take the news well. Matters escalate to the point where Usopp challenges his captain to a duel, with both staking their pride as men on it. The 2 begin to fight each other in all sincerity, and Luffy, in the beginning, gets caught up in Usopp's pace. Knowing all his weaknesses, the long-nosed Straw Hat fights earnestly with shuriken, caltrops, and an ingenious use of an impact dial sourced from Skypiea. However, nursing serious injuries inflicted on him earlier by the Frankie family, Usopp is left unconscious after failing to dodge a direct strike from Luffy. As the rest of the crew members look on mortified, even Merry seems to be crying at this harrowing scene. This is the moment our carefree hero realizes what being a captain of a ship truly means.
Okay, yeah, that has to be like a heartbreaking scene to witness. Wow. Luffy versus Doflamingo. Oh, this dude, I've seen him before.
No top 10 fight list is complete without the Luffy Doffy Haki spectacle, which makes the cut at number 4.
そうなのか。
What begins as a 2 versus 1 fight is left to Luffy to settle after Doffy incapacitates Law. With both opponents wielding the same Conqueror's Haki, the level of power and destruction is off the charts. Deep crimson flames leap and explode each time the two tangle. But knowing Luffy, he never disappoints under pressure. And so Gear 4th is revealed. Biting into his forearm,
oh, that's
Luffy's
where
upper
Gear
body
4
expands
comes from.
And his armament Haki gleams a dangerous red. Accompanied by Kabuki dramatics, Bounce Man is the most visually striking of Luffy's level ups. In the end,
I've
it's
seen
Luffy's
this bit before. This is
Gun
crazy.
Against Doffy's Haki-enhanced 16 Holy Bullets God Thread. And we all know who emerges victorious.
Luffy just comes up with the craziest forms that I feel sorry for the enemies who have fighted him.
With no Haki, a much stronger opponent and a desperate desire to save Robin, Luffy's fight with Rob Lucci is next to number 3.
この扉の向こうだ。
Hey, he's doing a good job of fighting Luffy though, but...
Having declared war on the world government at Enies lobby, the Straw Hats appear stronger and more confident. But before they can reach Robin, they must get past the CP9 agents. The toughest of the lot falls on Luffy's plate, Lucci, a leopard...
Oh, I have seen these guys before, but... like, obviously I don't know anything about them, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they were all in the opening, so they seem to be very powerful.
Human hybrid proves a formidable opponent. Up against Lucci's body-hardening technique, the captain of the Straw Hats struggles to keep up just with his second gear. A fierce battle leads to Luffy unveiling Gear 3rd. Blowing up his arm into a gigantic bone balloon, he smashes Lucci through a wall and onto a marine battleship. But Luffy can only use Gear 3rd for a minute, shrinking to the size of a child after his time is up. Lucci proves far too strong for Luffy, who is knocked senseless and seems to be out for the count. That's till Usopp throws down his Sogeking mask and urges Luffy to stand up and fight back.
Oh, and then we see them reunite. Okay, that's a good
Usopp
scene.
has faced Luffy as himself after their fight. Spurred on by Usopp, Luffy keeps standing till he eventually knocks out Lucci in an impossible turn of fortune.
Okay, yeah, the Lucci fight, that looked really cool. I mean, I like it when the fight looks cool, when it's just amazing to watch. But when you know the story behind it and you see Usopp reunite with Luffy, that makes it even better. The fact that he's there, obviously they had that fight, they went their separate ways, but then they reunite, and it's always a beautiful thing to see. I like that.
Donuts! Yes, it's the sweet general Charlotte Katakuri versus Luffy in the runners-up spot. Big Mom's second son is a master of Conqueror's Haki and has a Devil Fruit ability like Luffy's. But what sets him apart is his Observation Haki, which allows him to see a little into the future. This means he can dodge Luffy's attacks with ease. Convinced that Luffy can't defeat him, he lets his guard down to have tea and donuts in seclusion, only for the Straw Hats captain to gatecrash his little party and expose his face, which is a closely guarded secret. Rage gives way to grudging admiration as Katakuri acknowledges Luffy's tenacity, and the two resume their fight, this time as equals. But what makes it a truly worthy contender on this list is that it serves as a window to the characters of both fighters. When Luffy's impaled by Katakuri's spear due to his sister's intervention, the sweet general reveals his gentleman warrior side by stabbing himself and uncovering his face to make the fight fair.
Oh,
at the
that's
very end,
nice.
when he falls on his back for the very first time in a fight, it's in tribute to Luffy, whom he now considers his first real challenge. A war moment plays out as Luffy returns the favor, covering up his fallen rival's face.
Okay, that's an epic scene. The fact that he's literally winning, and to be a gentleman, he stabs himself to make it fair. I have a lot of respect for him, even though Luffy does win, of course. They both respect each other in the end, and you can clearly see it was no easy battle for Luffy. He was obviously having a hard time, and yeah, they both respect each other, and always a good fight like that. So Katakuri, great fight. And I hope he's not dead.
Top prize. And number 1 is Luffy, Law, Kid, Zoro, and Killer taking on not one, but 2 Yonkos in the ongoing Wano arc.
Yeah, that's what we saw at the start. That looks
Having
cool as
finally
hell.
reached the roof of Onigaishima, the 5 challengers have an impossible job on their hands: defeat Kaido and Big Mom, who have, unfortunately, formed an unlikely alliance. It's twice the trouble and double the danger. The young ones, who make up almost half of the notorious rookie group called the Supernovas, do start off strong. They come out all guns blazing, putting their biggest moves on display and showing incredible results. Kaido takes a massive hit from
this
Luffy
definitely looks to
and
be
is
the
knocked
best.
out early on in the fight. Big Mom, playing a supporting role, also has her attacks thwarted. With its flashy weapons and extravagant attacks, this fight between two of the greatest pirate alliances is all about shock and awe. It manages to keep the audience on the edge of their seats and wondering what's about to come next. Saves his captain from certain death, but also dares to leave a gaping wound on Kaido's dragon body with his newly inherited sword. Since the action is far from over and the last stills tease Kaido being provoked into unveiling a new and dangerous human beast form, the question on everyone's mind is, will the 5 challengers get out of this alive? Victory, I'm afraid, is still a faraway dream. Not that we should ever stop dreaming.
Wow, the animation style for that, so amazing. Right? They can't leave on a cliffhanger forever. But yeah, so that final fight, Kaido and Big Mom versus everyone, that looked incredible. That's definitely up there for me as some of the most legendary fights. That's probably number 1 in terms of looks. But I really like the Luffy versus Usopp fight because of the history there. They obviously are friends. I mean, you see him in the next fight, he encourages Luffy, he helps him out, but they're obviously going through a tough period right there, and you see the other teammates crying as a result of the fight. So that one I really like because of the history, the build up. That always makes a great fight. And the Katakuri one as well, because the fact that he literally stabs himself when he could easily win, he could easily defeat Luffy, but he's a gentleman, he wants it to be a fair fight, and he gains Luffy's respect, and obviously Luffy gains his respect. An excellent fight. A lot of excellent fights on this series and this video, so I need to check out One Piece, and I am going to react to it fairly soon, so make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everyone.